Hey assholes. Well, I'm going to try something new this time. This is going to be called the Reviews on Previews. Now, this is for September. September to be dismembered because you won't fucking remember. This is fucking bullshit. And I hate using that word bullshit because it's too vague. And anyone who uses it tries to seem smarter than they really are. Or cooler for that matter. So I'm going to go through like Marvel, DC, and what heart garbage that they're doing. And then, there's barely any reason to touch on the indies. They don't really do a whole lot. I mean, they do a lot, but to shit on them. I think for indies, it's different. You need to bring up what's great. So that other people have oh, I should do that. Instead of, oh, I should avoid that. Chances are you already avoiding it. So we're going to start with Marvel. Marvel, the Axe body spray crossover promotion that leaves everything smelling like shit. 12 issues in September. No nerd has taken the hint that deodorant is the product placement. I'm not interested in this. I'm not a big fan of the X-Men to begin with. I just finished reading Onslaught, and I feel like if I try to read anything from the X-Men today, I'll just be horribly disappointed. But, yeah. 12 issues of hot garbage in September. Just that. It's just, I can't believe it. There's other people that love to be able to print 12 issues, and Marvel's pissing it away on this next crossover thing. I wish they'd lighten up on this crap. Alright. All Out Avengers. It looks promising. Just because Spider-Woman's in it in her old costume. That's the one thing. The Spider-Man line that just finished, it was pretty good. Action-packed. But that fucking costume, why change it? Why? What a beautiful sex symbol costume that I've ever seen. It's just it seems that Spider-Woman can't catch a break. She's not even in an omnibus. This bitch has got to be put into a Masterworks. God damn. Okay. Marvel versus Fortnite. Didn't DC just finish this shit? Isn't there a bunch of fucking codes that you can get from it and put it in Fortnite and play as DC skin guys? Now it's Marvel's turn. Jesus Christ. What's next? Roblox? Whoa. You know what? You know who should take on Fortnite? Image. Huh? Would that be cool? A little Spawn guy right there. Or even better, She-Spawn. Or Cygor. Or some crazy shit, Maybe some Wildcats, I don't know. Or maybe Goku versus Fortnite. Krillin comes down. He's all like, whoa, these guys don't look so strong. Destructo Disc. And then he fucking slices everybody. And he's like, ooh, shit. You guys okay? Anyways. So, yeah. I'm not looking forward to that. That's going to be another horseshit crap that doesn't mean anything. It's kind of like these Dream Match video game fighting games there. You got I guess you could say Dengeki Banko. For those of you that are not familiar, it's a lot of different anime characters fighting in a fighting game done by Sega. And it's always the same thing. It's some dream that happens. Oh, you're dreaming. Don't wake up. Oh, it's a dream. And it's really funny because the person who's helping you throughout the dream has a Sega Dreamcast controller as a tiara. Very awesome. But back to this shit. Who gives a crap? Let's move on. Midnight Suns. Look like it could be good. When the writer name is Sachs, you can bet this book is going to have balls. But it sounds dumb, though. Marvel Voices has great writer in Necieza, who's responsible for a whole lot of great stories that come out in the early 90s, including New Warriors. It's one of my favorites. But we know it's just a pat on the back. The woke broke themselves to a disappointing climax. So we had balls before, and now we had a climax. Edge of the Spider... no, never mind. Alright, let's see. I already have Amazing Spider-Man on my pull list. So far, I have to say I'm impressed, but that's a video for another time. I stay away from X-Books. The group of powered people unable to fight one powered person is fucking annoying. But they're written by asshats like Vita and Dum Dum Dugan, who, if you recall recently, totally ruined Savage Avengers. 8 books of nothing important. Remember Onslaught? I just mentioned it before. He needs to finish what he started in 1996. Miss Marvel, lefties love her show, is so boring. Venom is trying to make her cool. If the whole book was just had like no action, it was just Miss Marvel going, "Hey, Venom, how can I be as cool as you?" I'd get it. Wildcard looks like it could be good, but I'd rather Vampirella. The next few I don't care about, or even to mention. She-Hulk number 7, I don't know if I'll make it that far. We'll see. Gail Simone, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but Variants looks like it's just some nostalgic porn. But I do like porn. Asian, uncensored porn. Mech Strike. Ooh. I want to do Moon Knight, but I'm afraid it's going to be like the one from the 2000s. Very slow and not much in terms of explanation. It's kind of like the people were just too lazy to figure out what Moon Knight's thing really is. And they're just like, he's like Batman, right? But crazy, like Deadpool. Let's just make him Batman Deadpool. Punisher. But who's really being punished, right? Carnage is good. Just not anything I want to read. As far as I'm concerned, Punisher, he should be dead, yeah. Carnage should be dead. Like, they got something to kill him off. There's no reason to keep him around. It does not, nobody's like, oh man, yeah, Carnage, no, kill him. Kill him off. The death. Can you imagine them trying to, like, make Carnage, like, canon again in the movies? Like, you just see A. Brock take a shit, gets up, and, like, you just see the stomach acids wasn't enough to kill Carnage. And he still managed to survive being a turd. Okay. Daredevil should be good. Zdarsky's great. It's just that it's not something I'm interested in. Thor versus Venom. Totes something I'm getting. Donnie may be a leftard, but he's a good writer. One of the things I noticed in the omnibus section, besides nothing of any importance, is that they actually put the Squirrel Girl omnibus. If you replace the first L in Squirrel Girl to a T, I'd get it. That'd be an omnibus worth getting. Comes soaking wet. Alright, omnibus garbage this month. Deadpool Epic Collection may be worth it, but I have a lot of shit coming out in I think it comes out in October. And I have already 2 omnibus that are supposed to come out then. Alright, DC. Poor Batman. This guy must be so tired. Imagine a UFC fighter. You know, they talk about how they're sore after their matches for days or even weeks. Batman's in so many books, this motherfucker is probably dead. Can you imagine Bruce Wayne getting up the next day? Alfred, I don't think I could do this shit no more. Last night I fought Catwoman and a bunch of other guys. And then that Red Hood character, he like wanted to disagree with me, so I had to fight him too. And just as I was getting home there, Superman shoots out of nowhere. He's like, "Hey Bruce, we need your help. We need someone who's smart. Everybody's turning gay. And we think it's a big conspiracy going on. We don't know. It might be Crisis of the Infinite Colored Pants." And then I finally got home. I'm sore as shit. Damn. To fight the giant onslaught of people coming at us, I had to have Superman fuck me in the ass. You know what it's like to have a load come out your nose? From your ass? And then, poor, I was going to say Jeeves, but Alfred's like, yeah, boy do I remember those days. I was in the war once. Yeah, Alfred, it's not about you. You shut up. Give me some ice and shove it in my ass. But that's not what's going on right now. Actually, Batman's in a billion books, and when you're in a billion books, it kills continuity. It kills a whole lot of stuff that you don't want to be involved in. But, you know, what are you going to do? So, let's see what's next. What is this even about? When you write human fighting all the time, a bunch of books. Yeah, see, it takes away from the story. You know, like if you were going to do Batman, you should do 2 books tops. That's it. Saturday goodbye. All right. What's the next thing? Oh, the One Bad Day seems pretty good. Like the covers look good. I don't know any more than that. No, sorry, that was Dear Detective. One Bad Day seemed like a good idea, but not everybody could just have a bad day. You can imagine? That's the reason there's all these bad guys, all these weak-minded idiots. Well, I just had a bad day. I don't know, you know. I could just, you know, get over it or resort to a life of crime. Which one is harder to do? I don't like the prestige format books where it's like a collection of small stories. I did Urban Legends, which I thought was going to be good because it had Grifter. And he was actually really funny. But apparently a lot of people hate Rosenberg as a writer. I thought it was good, and I thought it was funny. I left a note for somebody who stole a gun. It's like, stole your gun, stole $200, I returned the gun. Hugs and kisses, Superman. Fucking hilarious. But maybe people are really tired of this guy's shit, so I don't know. I thought it was good. Flashpoint Beyond's on my list, so there's no reason to talk about it. It's good. Dark Crisis, the real sequel to Crisis on Infinite Earths. My ass. Infinite Crisis is actually the real sequel. And not everything's got to be a sequel to Crisis on Infinite Earths. Can you guys just do something new? Fuck, stop reaching to the pot and trying to recatch lightning with the same fucking story. All you're doing is making the original story seem like shit. It's kind of like when you watch a bunch of horror movies that keep stealing ideas from the original horror movie, and you're like, now it's a cliche instead of, you know, a pretty good idea. You know, okay, maybe when you're running away from a monster, the front door would have been a good idea. But you ran upstairs because instinctively you want to hide under the covers or in your closet. Or you don't know what's out. Alright, DC Saved by the Bell. Personally, I would rather a DC Boy Meets World if we're going to do that. This looks fucking awful. Poison Ivy's supposed to be a psychoactivist. And she's got plant assassins to worry about. Who the fuck are these plant assassins? Are they the same guys that were in Ferngully? Are those guys plant assassins? Maybe that reference is a little dated, but to be brutally honest, who the hell younger than 35 is reading comics? Here's a hint. Fucking no one. Everyone else is reading manga like smart people. Not to say that one is better than the other. It really depends on what you feel like. But to be brutally honest, though, if you want a complete story, nobody messing around with a character like Jason Aaron with the Punisher, you get fucking manga. It's the same writer all the way through. Story begins, middles, ends. Characters evolve, even though most of the characters are rinse and repeat characters from any other show. If you played Persona 3 and played Persona 4 and you can't tell the difference of all the characters between the two, it's because it's characters by the numbers. Yeah. Plant Assassin. Did you remember taking that course in school? Plant Assassin? Fucking hated that one. I much preferred Sandfucker. That was more fun. I can tell you that having Sandfucker before Jim made Jim really difficult. The only thing more annoying than Joker is Harley Quinn. Can this stop being a thing? She was great eye candy in the Arkham games. And she's great eye candy as a bad guy. She doesn't have to be a good guy just to have her own series. She could be a bad guy and have her own series. That's what they're doing with Carnage. In fact, in a lot of comic book movie ripoffs, where like you watch a movie and they're reading a comic book, typically the comic book's about the bad guy. There was even one Goosebump episode where Adam West played the Mask or Mighty Mask or something, and he was a bad guy. I had that book. I don't remember how it ends. I remember he loses, but whatever. Flash is my thing, but not Wally West. Barry Allen. Thank you. I don't know. Get this glass always full, even if there's a drop. Happy nerd out of here. This Wally West dude, he'd come home and his wife would be like, hey, I'm transitioning. And he'd be like, that's okay. You still have an asshole I can use, right? And she'll be like, no, I'm sewing that up. I'm not going to shit out of my ears. And he's like, I still love you because you're still the same person. In fact, no. You know, like, she just keep dropping that bar. You know, actually, I'm really dark side. That's fine. You know, like, Wally West would be totally okay being married to Darkseid and having zero sex and for the rest of his life and, you know, whatever. Because he's just too happy. And it's unbearable sometimes. But, you know, and what do I know? Okay, so, Tales of Humans. Tales of the Human Target. This looks cool. Just that I'm afraid to venture out unless someone's like, hey, this is actually really good. I can go in and start looking at shit, but I mean, right now my pull list is pretty full. Diana Nubia, who cares? YA, something with shit art and fake anime or manga inspired settings and art. It was easy to look at, make fun of, and move on. Almost at this point, seeing stuff like this is like booing at the Special Olympics. Like, we all know. Nah, I guess booing at this is not the same thing. Because at least the Special Olympics, they're actually athletes that could be better than a regular person. This is just hot garbage that they're just keeping for the sake of having hot garbage, I guess. Don't know what the fuck is going on here, but whatever. Batman Beyond, it was killed for me as far as I'm concerned. They released like a preview story in Urban Legends, and it was fucking confusing, awful, and I think they killed the computer, so that now Terry has to start from scratch to just be no Bruce, no computer. I don't even know if the dog is alive. Fables. I'm not sure if it's great. My girlfriend has the first 3 trades, and she liked it. At one point, she was teaching Fractured Fairy Tales at her school. The way the school works where she's at is that there is international programs, so there's units of inquiry. And the units are changed from year to year, and it's like the theme of whatever is being taught for the certain amount of months. And one of them was Fractured Fairy Tales. And as she was doing research to come up with creative ways to teach that subject, she came across, was it Dark Horse? No, Vertigo's Fables, and was enthralled. And there's boobies and sex. I'm not sure if the new ones have that, but that'd be great. Imagine that. A comic book with nudity. Where have I seen that before? Gun Honey, Dragon Ball. I really like Tall Girls. Chobits, I think there was a little bit of nudity. Anyways, nudity is necessary. It's part of life. Fuck. Nightwing is off my list. Fuck Tom Taylor. The guy's a turd of turds. Omnibus, more like Omnibust. Anyways, Batman, The Long Halloween seems to be great. Except I have 2 Omnibus again coming in October. Spider-Man 2099 and New Teen Titans Volume 1. So maybe I'll pick that up later. Mark Waid's Flash Omnibus looks interesting, but, you know, Mark Waid's a shithead. And if I missed anything, it's because I don't care. Or don't know enough about it to take offense. If your shit wasn't mentioned in your SJW, and it's SJW shit, then too fucking bad for you. Grow up and read something with potential. As for what I decided to add to my list, obviously Gun Honey from Titan Books. Why you wouldn't have this is beyond me. Obviously I got the nudie covers, because fuck yeah. Shirtless Bear Fighter 2 looks like it's going to be fucking funny. I'm not really adding a whole bunch of stuff this month, but I can give you a small rundown of what it is I take off, or I get on my pull list. Well, I don't know how you say that. I took off on my pull list. It's on my pull list. They pulled this list. Anyways, This is what I get every time I fucking go. Right now, it's Godzilla vs. Power Rangers from IDW. But IDW is garbage. Also, Sonic the Hedgehog. But that's more for my kid. He has all 50 issues, including the side stories and that one annual. He's got more comic books at his age than I had in my entire life until I started doing comic books again. Can you believe that? My parents were too fucking cheap to shoot out maybe $10 a month to get me some cool shit like Spider-Man or Batman or something. No, apparently I was going to break the budget, those fuckers. Dynamite, I got Vampirella Strikes. It's a 5-part miniseries. Dynamite Never Dies. It's coming up to an end. Vampirella Year 1. I'm not a huge fan of Chris Priest's writing. And go figure, he writes a sex scene for Vampirella. Something that everybody's been oozing for. And it's a gay dude she has to sleep with. Of course. I guess that's the only way to appease fans. Because everybody be like, no. Vampirella sleeps with no one. Well, she gotta sleep with someone. It doesn't have to be a gay dude. It could be like a regular. They could have made a cool guy, right? A cool, super sympathetic guy, and do that. You know, like he comes in and helps it, like sort of a Xander character, you know, from Buffy. Xander, not, you know, like that would be okay. We'd be all right with that. Not like a Angel or a Spike, because both those guys, man, you know. Now, Dave Boreanaz is kind of a good-looking guy, though. Anyways, we're way off topic. I also have Jennifer Blood. It feels like a poor excuse for a gun honey. I know it was invented by Garth Ennis, but I don't think it's being taken care of as well as it should be. The story is getting a little more interesting, but the first 3 issues were very confusing. And I was introduced to Jennifer Blood in Dynamite Lives. That which was good. I think that's it for Dynamite. Image, I got the Spawns books. Gunslinger, I always hate opening it up, but it's actually really good. The story pacing for all these books is incredibly slow, but I can't complain, really, because that was the pacing it's always been. It's always been a slow pace. So you give it a little credit where credit is due. I just got the facsimile issue 1 of Spawn. So I also have the Compendium 1 and 2, which I'll get to eventually. But like, it's always been slow. But Gunslinger, for whatever reason, I always go, And King Spawn, I'm like, And then the Scorched, I'm like, when does this take place? Does this take place after? Does that mean that anything that happens in King Spawn and Gunslinger, that Spawn's just never going to open up that portal again? It seems like it's stupid for him not to. There seems like to be too much of a benefit. All these angels and demons will leave him the fuck alone. And like, what was the big deal of closing it? Now, I only just started getting into Spawn again, so I have no idea if maybe keeping it closed is better. But it seems like anyone who dies doesn't go anywhere. They just linger on Earth somewhere, which seems worse. Anyways, that's for them to figure out, and hopefully soon. That's it for Image. Oh no, I got Lego Garmadon, but that's for my son. From Titans, I also got Minions. That's for my youngest son. No, but for Image, I think that's it. Marvel, it's She-Hulk, which is yeah, might not be on my list. Amazing Spider-Man is actually really good. John Romita Jr. is probably at his best. His blockheads don't look that bad. I should probably do a comparison of what it was like when reading The Punisher back then and what's going on in Amazing Spider-Man now. Mark Bagley's coming back, but unfortunately he's coming back with Dan Slott, so we can see how that looks. Maybe I'll pick up number 1 and just go with that one. Venom, Eddie Brock is back. He's no longer dead, which is why I dropped the book. But no, he's back. I don't give a shit about Dylan. Fuck Dylan. Fuck him and his teen angst. Poor symbiote has to go through that puberty. Jesus. He dodged a bullet. Now he's like, fuck, I'm hit with all these emotions. They should really write that. He's making bad choices because of all the emotions. Amazing Spider-Man, Venom Lethal Protector started off really bad, but it's starting to get there. Spider-Man 2099, I haven't touched it yet. Savage Avengers, same thing. I only got them this month. Deadpool, Bad Blood by Rob Liefeld. Like Snake Eyes, from when he did the IDW run for a few books there, it was okay, but some of the fighting was weird. At one point, Snake Eyes was like 6 feet away from the dude, and then in another angle, he's charging from what looks like 200 feet away, and then he does like a weird flip, and shit just got sliced. I mean, I don't get it. I don't know what's in his head, or if he's just lazy, and he's just like, yeah, he does a flip and shit happens. That's it. And then there's a kick. Somebody's balls gets kicked. No, he never does do that, but I would do that. I would have someone getting kicked in the nuts. That's it for Marvel. DC, I have Flash, again, Wally West. I dropped Nightwing, which hurt, but like Tom Taylor's all over the place. Flashpoint Beyond by Jeff Johns. Of course, it's going to be good. It's just that most of these books, it's like the first two build up the world, and the third one gives you the cliffhanger. The fourth one doesn't resolve anything, and finally the fifth one does everything it needs to do, and then you feel good about yourself. I think they should just keep these 3 books. 5 or 6 books is just overkill. Batman 89, which I dropped a long ass time ago, and issue 6 is coming out like a few weeks, or I think this month. Oh my god, what an awful book that was. What a way to tarnish the old Batman story. We'll just assume that it's not canon. I think that's it. Dynamite, IDW, Titan, Gun Honey. Gun Honey. If you are not getting Gun Honey, then you're missing out. This book is great. It's sexy, it's violent, it's gory, there's a twist at the end of the first series. Holy shit, if you get the trade, do it. If you get the trade and you get all of the covers inside, like cover size, that would be worth it, just that. I'd get that. What I'm looking forward to, nothing. Nothing. All these books look so cool, but then you get them and you're like, but why? Why is it like this? It's mediocre. I'm looking forward to reading The Devil's a Part-Timer Volume 7 and Tokyo Ghoul Volume 5 and Gundam Origins, the big stupid books, Volume 3. Oh, right now I'm doing Savage She-Hulk from the 70s, Omnibus. I actually am enjoying that one. She didn't get into a car accident, you fuckers. Whoever wrote that, she was shot by mafia. That were gang members that she was in a case against. She was shot, and Bruce just happened to have been there. You know, like he decided to meet up with her. He couldn't take being on the run. Yeah, then he's like, can't bring her to the hospital, and he's going to be questioned. So he, you know, like it makes all this perfect sense. Not just ex machina, just happenstance and coincidence. You know, back when writing was fucking good. You lazy bastards. Anyways, that's it for now. That was my reviews on previews, a little bit of idea of what it is I got coming up. If there's anything you guys like, I hate doing this, shilling at the end or at the beginning. If there's anything you guys like, hey, write in the comments. Why not? I mean, there's so few of you anyways, I can answer all of them. Ask your dumb questions. Ask good questions. Ask bizarre questions. Just don't ask me what my name is. Because I don't want to get my girlfriend in trouble. What do you call it? Tell me hey, if there's something that's in the pull list that you guys are like, hey, no, someone should talk about this, mention it. And maybe I'll get it next time. Anyways, peace off, bitches.